This year's festive season has been full of options, but with all new options comes the fierce competition. This time it's the 350cc to 500cc motorcycle segment that is all heated up due to the arrival of the all-new Royal Enfield Meteor 350. The Indian tourer is set to lock horns with the Japanese motorcycle crafted for India, the Honda Highness CB350. We take a closer look at both these motorcycles to see which one deserves more attention as the festive season approaches closure. We leave the looks out for you to decide since both these motorcycles have their own distinctive looks.
The Royal Enfield Meteor 350 ranges between Rs 1.75 lakh to Rs 1.90 lakh ex-showroom. It is offered in 3 trims: Fireball, Stellar and Supernova. On the other hand, the Honda Highness CB350 ranges between Rs 1.85 lakh to Rs 1.90 lakh ex-showroom. It is offered in 2 trims only: DLX and DLX Pro.
When it comes to pricing, the Meteor 350 is a bit more affordable when it comes to the lower end trims. But the high-end, fully loaded trims of both the motorcycles cost exactly the same.
The Meteor is powered by a G-Series 349cc single-cylinder engine that manages to produce 20.4 PS of maximum power and 27 Nm of peak torque. The engine is paired with a constant mesh gearbox. The Honda Highness, on the other hand, is powered by a 348cc 4-stroke engine that manages to churn out 21.07 PS of power and offers a peak torque of 30 Nm. The engine is paired to a 5-speed constant mesh gearbox. The Highness CB350 emerges as a winner here with a fair margin in terms of both power and torque offered. The Japanese cruiser packs a much more powerful and punchy engine than its Indian rival and takes much fewer RPMs to achieve the threshold. The Meteor 350 boasts both front and rear alloy wheels with a dual-channel ABS. The front tire is a 19-inch with a 300mm disc brake, while the rear one is a 17-inch with a 270mm disc brake. Both the tires of the Meteor are of tubeless types. The Meteor's front suspension is a telescopic one, while the rear features a twin-tube shock absorber with 6-stepped adjustable preload. The Honda Highness CB350 wheels come with the traditional chrome wire spoke rims and the motorcycle boasts a dual-channel ABS. The front tire is a 19-inch with a 310mm disc and the rear one is a 18-inch tire with a 240mm disc. Like its rival, the Highness also features tubeless type tires. The Highness has telescopic suspension up front and a twin hydraulic in the rear.
The Honda Highness CB350 appears to be giving a tad bit more confidence to the riders with slightly bigger rear tires that result in better grip. The suspension and the braking performance of both the bikes look quite identical, but the on-road test will reveal the actual performances of both the motorcycles.
The Royal Enfield Meteor 350 has a wheelbase of 1400mm and it has a saddle height of 765mm. The curb weight of the bike is 191 kgs and the ground clearance is decent with 170mm. The Highness, on the other hand, has a wheelbase of 1441mm and has a saddle height of 800mm. The bike has a curb weight of 181 kgs and the ground clearance is good enough with 166mm.
The fight is neck and neck here. Both the motorcycles more or less share the same dimensions. The Meteor, however, has an advantage here since its seat height is more accessible and the ground clearance is better too. On paper, the Meteor appears to be more sure-footed than the Honda Highness CB350.
When it comes to the features, the Meteor 350 comes with an all-new Tripper Pod to simplify navigation for its riders. The Tripper Pod can be paired with a phone, which will then let the instrument cluster give you turn-by-turn navigation using Google Maps. The semi-digital pod also enhances the looks of the TFT cluster of the motorcycle. The Honda Highness, on the other hand, features the segment-first Honda selectable torque control. It manages to stay way ahead of the curve with some more segment-first features like Honda smartphone voice control system, assistant slipper clutch, advanced digital analog speedometer, full LED setup, hazard switch, and engine start-stop switch.
The Meteor 350 is more or less an eye candy for the Royal Enfield fans in India. It has the same core as the outgoing Thunderbirds too. When it comes to engines, the Highness and the Meteor remain quite identical, but the Japanese cruiser packs a much more punchy performance compared to its rival. When it comes to the features, the Meteor 350 remains old school, while the Highness CB350 leads the entire pack with many advanced features. The Honda Highness CB350 has nothing to worry about when it comes to this particular rival. But the Royal Enfield fan base in India has the power to turn the tables with an overwhelming response for the tourer.